We're going through changes.
That song was terrible.
Mate, don't need to be so offensive. Context. We're at mine. MK's moved in.
I have moved in.
Life is different.
Life's been hard. Life's been very different. A lot of changes. I missed. Yeah. Not a good week.
But, silver linings. MK's moved in.
He's happy. Oh. Yeah, I am. I'm here.
And we're on my terrace.
You are?
I feel like it's been a character on the pod.
Well, yeah, because this is the genesis of the podcast. This is where the idea came from.
Sat here in these very spots. Fire going.
Yeah, there was.
We'll spare you that though, because
health and safety.
Health and safety, and the cameras are gonna flip out. But yeah, technical talk. No one cares.
No.
How you finding it, mate?
What living with you?
Yeah, there's been some drastic changes over the past week.
Well, I'm still not getting used to it because, drastic changes. No secret that I've got a lot going on. Personal stuff going on. But going back to living together again, it's different. It's different this go around. I've moved into your house.
You have, man. Like my house.
Yeah, your house. The
big
house.
dog's yard.
Yeah. Call yourself the big dog. It's different. Like, it's way different though.
It's obviously we live together in uni.
Yeah. They know that.
Well, maybe we've got some new listeners.
Hello, new listeners.
Stop segregating the audience, alienating people.
All right. If you are new, like, subscribe, your little bell go off. Ding! Subscribe, like. I feel like we don't hammer that enough, but I feel like I don't want to do that.
I feel like if people like us, maybe they'll just do it.
Yeah, maybe you'll come back. That'd be nice.
It would be nice.
Have more friends.
Anyway.
It's good to have friends.
It is.
It is because
then they can move. You can move in with them when life gets flipped on its head.
Yeah, when you're going through a bad time, you can. If you've got a good friend, wait for the train to go past.
Oh yeah. You're gonna hear a lot of that. I'm not gonna lie, because I do live 50 feet away from a train track.
He does.
But it only takes 20 minutes to get into London, so swings and roundabouts.
Swings and roundabouts. But yeah, going back to having a good friend. If you do have a good friend and you are in a crisis, you'll let you go and live with him.
You will.
So,
if he's a stand-up guy,
he's a stand-up man.
Practices what he preaches.
Practice what he preaches. In life, I think you need a stand-up friend, because if not, you could be begging for change outside WH Smith.
That's where you would have been.
Not really. Got other people. But no.
Go on then.
No. No. I do appreciate you taking me and the media. It's very nice of you guys. Because yeah, it's I'm going through a lot of at the minute, and we could have postponed the podcast because we're not in the studio anymore. Because I'm not in my usual abode. So you
don't need to go into it much, but I think just for context of the whole next however long this podcast episode is, and then maybe podcast episodes in the future.
Yep.
You just want to allude to what has happened.
So I've had a lot of issues going in my personal life, and obviously I'm not at home. I'm not in the family home, and circumstances have forced me to leave them premises. You work out with that what you will. Because things are still really fresh. Things are still really raw. So like,
It's going to be difficult to talk about.
it is difficult to talk about. Like, I don't want to say anything out of tune. I don't want to. Yeah, it's all very confusing and very new, very fresh, very raw. So like, I'm mainly just going to talk about how I feel at the minute, and going from the little context that you have, you can, relate to it, and then but it's super weird, super difficult time at the minute, emotionally. The past few weeks has been whirlwind.
No, I've been there. I've seen it. You're here now. You're not there. Read between the lines. But yeah, like you said, we could have postponed things. We could have delayed things until you were, I guess, in a better place, if that's fair to say. But I think we had a conversation off air, and we spoke about the fact that in these situations, you always hear about the flip side of the coin. How the other half deal with these situations and the way that the other half potentially feel in these situations. But we thought, the fellas out there who might be going through a similar situation, they might get something from it, man. They might find hope.
The thing is, it's difficult because I think when you have a relationship or a marriage is one thing, but when you include like kids and a family into it, it becomes just a complete different level of emotion, because at the end of the day, when you've got children, you've saw them from birth up until like now 4 and 5 in my circumstances, and I feel like the hardest part is not putting them to bed every night and seeing them every day and being away from them through the circumstances has been the most difficult thing. Like going from seeing your kids every day to having to FaceTime your kids is difficult, and I don't think I can get you. Well, I will have to get used to it, but like at the minute, it's so confusing. Like having to get used to the fact of not seeing them and them asking questions where I am and stuff, and it's just difficult. I can't without like, and it's hard, isn't it? Without being too vague of the circumstance, it's obviously like relationship issues that have led me to leaving my home. It's just, I at the end of the day, things weren't right, and sometimes you have to get away from a circumstance and a situation because mentally I weren't in the best place. It was awful. I didn't know who I was emotionally or as a person anymore. And there's a lot of factors leading up to that. Like, and I'm not putting the blame anywhere in particular. Like, I've got my quirks. Like, at the end of the day, some things just weren't working, and then
that's the other thing. I live about 20 minutes away from Heathrow Airport.
Oh, Heathrow Airport, yeah. They're the busiest one in the UK, that one.
So, yeah, just that one. So that'll be the 3:45 to Shanghai.
Shanghai.
I don't know whether it is actually.
Might be.
Amelia could probably tell you though.
Weirdo with the planes at you. But yeah, everything's different, and it's very hard because I'm having to reset mentally. And sometimes you need to get out of situations and away from situations to recuperate not only your life but your mental stability. Because, you could put yourself into situations and circumstances for so long, emotionally, mentally. And sometimes you just have to make big boy decisions, and you have to take yourself away from the situations.
Absolutely. Not only for the sakes of you, but also for the sakes of your kids. Your kids want your kids to know a dad who is himself.
Yeah.
Who they want to be around and can't wait to be around. Because I hope you don't mind me saying, but you are a shell of who you were. Emotionally, mentally, physically as well. For the longest time. And as well, obviously, and I'm not putting any blame anywhere. It's a relationship. It's a two-way thing. If it didn't work, it didn't work. There's going to be reasons for that. But you haven't been able to be yourself for the longest time. And that's that's been detrimental to your mental health. It's been detrimental to you as a character. You're not the same person who I did live with. Before.
Yeah.
He's still there.
Hello?
Hello? Knock, knock. He's still there. He's fighting to get out. He's here now.
Yeah.
Open, talking about how he's feeling, trying to remedy that. We see it every single week. If I was to say one thing, it's like we get the glimpses of the real you every single week on this podcast. Someone who talks about their hopes and their dreams. Someone who talks about where they want to be in life. Someone who is self-aware about their mental state, etc. Someone who wants to better themselves. And I feel like that's something that you haven't been able to do for the longest time.
Yeah.
And that is only, doing what you've done, taking the steps that you've taken. Your kids are only going to benefit from that.
Yeah, because that's the thing, is like, whatever the circumstances, it's if I had one word, it's a shame. It's a real shame. And yeah, I just feel like I just need to focus now on being like my best self, so I can be the best dad. If I'm not my best self, your kids will see that.
Absolutely. 100%.
And I feel like that needs to be the focus in these circumstances. So I'm here, mate. I'm here in rehab to recuperate.
Rehab.
I didn't have a drug problem, so
that was before.
Family life.
But yeah, you're here, and like you said, it is exactly it's building yourself back up to be yourself, super dad, and to be someone that that you'd want your kids to be around. And,
yeah.
But yeah, man, you're building a platform for yourself. You're bettering yourself, and like we spoke separately about you mentioned it there about not being there for bath time, etc. Like, I can guarantee you now that's not what those kids are going to remember. They don't give a shit whether you're there to bath them or to put them to bed. What they're going to remember is waiting by the door for you to come pick them up, because they're about to have the best time with you. They're going to remember birthdays, Christmases, when you are going to be able to show up. They're going to remember holidays that you're going to be able to provide for them, because you're better in your situation.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to remember, not the fact that you didn't cook them dinner that one night.
It's hard readjusting, isn't it? Just to life,
Absolutely, it's trippy.
There's a lot of.
I'm not going to lie, mate. Having you around here right now, it has its stresses.
Does it?
The majority is good.
Okay.
The majority of it's good. But you do this thing where you and you've spoke about this on the podcast as well. You're like a ghoul who just roams around.
A ghoul?
A spectre. I think it's like, maybe it's your way of like looking for like mental clarity, but you'll You'll wander around, quite literally.
I told ya.
It's like I think you're looking for things, and
Yeah,
I'll have to ask you
I do.
what you stood up for, mate. Why are you up?
I just walk around.
You do
Told ya.
aimlessly.
Yeah. Looking at
Stressful.
windows.
Put you on edge, man.
Does he?
Yeah,
You drive me.
you said it.
Nah. I'm aware I do it.
No, but I will say it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks, man.
It is like, we love your company. We always have loved your company, and you didn't even have to ask. We insisted that you come here. I wouldn't want you anywhere else to try and become who you want to be and who you need to be. And yeah, I always said it. If ever you need a place, it's always here. And
Got a lot of self work to do, man. Like, I want to get rid of my insecurities. I want to get rid of this mental block I put on myself. This mental limitation that I put on myself. I need to reset everything.
yeah, it's an adjustment, isn't it?
Recharge the batteries.
It's fresh, man.
This is my charging station.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's nice to be outside though.
How much time have we spent outside this past week?
So much.
So much time.
I love it. I sit here all the time.
And we have.
We have.
And now we're doing a podcast here.
Yeah, great. All the space in the world.
It's so good mentally
It is, isn't it?
to be able to open those doors and just have like the openness.
Yeah.
Nothing around you, nothing above you. Just that open
Just
space.
planes.
Just planes.
And a big umbrella.
I can't see that.
Oh, yeah.
Probably hear it though, creaking away in the
Covered in
wind.
sun. 'Cause if that went there, we'd burn like little ants.
Crisp. Would look like him on your t-shirt.
Old Arnie.
I don't know whether they got the license for that. So for now, it's just
Oh, it's a skeleton.
skeleton red laser eye.
Terminator. I'll tell you where it is. Even if they can't. It's a great shirt though.
Yeah, it's sick.
Old Bad Monday. Delivering through the goods again.
All the time.
Fantastic. Put a banner on the screen now for
It's already there, mate. Don't worry about it.
it's already there.
It's already there, and there's a nice little code on there as
Yeah,
well.
that is magic.
If you want a little bit of a discount.
I can smell it through the bag.
I know that's not what they meant when they said wake up and smell the coffee, mate, but Christ on a bike.
No, they absolutely didn't. But we've just had a package through from our friends at Rise and Friends Coffee. And let me tell you this. You can get a massive 30% discount now when you buy your first 2 boxes of Rise and Friends Coffee.
30% off?
30%.
That's almost free.
It's cheap and it's delicious. Sounds like a bargain to me, mate.
Take our word for it. Use code BOYSCRY2 at checkout to get 30% off your first 2 boxes.
Let's go get a cup.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Do you miss the studio then, mate?
No?
You don't miss it?
No. I will down the line.
I think it's probably Daisy's hair. Get used
Not
to
my
that.
beard hair.
Not this time. But yeah, I think it's probably the hardest thing from all of this for me.
There's a beard hair.
No, I've never been in the studio again.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
No,
Gone but not forgotten.
Shame, man.
I will remember you.
I won't remember the crampness.
It was a tight squeeze. It really was. But yeah, it was. I don't know, man.
That's where we started.
We tried to move away briefly,
We did.
and we came back, but now this has been forced upon us.
That studio's probably still set up in the garage. The garage?
Made it sound like we rented a space,
We did.
but it was just in your garage.
It's a garage.
But it wasn't a lie that we spent all the money that we'd earned today on it, because we did.
Pretty bang on.
It was embarrassing. So
It was,
yeah,
yeah.
but things are changing.
Yeah.
We're going through changes.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, man.
It's all good, man. And this is what this. It feels like this is what it's going to be for a little while.
But what would your know my circumstance? What would your advice to me be?
I think I just gave it you.
That's it. Compelling.
But no, for me, you need to take this time. You need to take this time to focus on yourself, to get to where you were in terms of ambition, I think, a few years ago. You need to be empowered mentally to be able to do that, because then what's the point? What are you living for? You're just going to be stuck in the same situation for the next 18 years. And then what? When the kids have gone, then what? You need to be chasing dreams, else you're just going to be stuck still for the rest of your life. Plateaued at the age of 30. But yeah, use this time. You're in rehab. Rehab?
Rehab? I'm going to call it this from now on.
It's rehab.
I'm still in rehab. So if the podcast is on the terrace,
I'm
still in rehab.
But yeah, mate, you just need to focus on you.
I know.
You need to focus on you. Get yourself to where you need to be, and yeah, you're welcome here as long as needed. Yeah, just capitalize on the opportunity of the situation to be your best you. Build yourself up. Get yourself in a position that you want to be, not necessarily need to be because of circumstance, etc. Yeah, that's my advice to you.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
That's all good.
Rehab.
But
yeah, it's
do you like living with me?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Paranoid.
Okay.
I probably ask you every day
Okay.
how you are. Did you sleep well? Or are you having a good time? Do you need anything?
Like an old man. Right.
Okay.
I don't know why you watch so much Sky Sports News. It's on 24/7.
And
And they repeat the stories
It's news.
every hour.
Yeah, it's called
It's the same
a news cycle.
dross.
News.
Boring.
Look, I like sport. I love sport.
You like football.
I love sport. There's the Olympics is on at the moment.
He's pretending he likes it like the rest of the country.
Pretending I'm liking it. Just having a good time, enjoying some sport. Other people have got to have an opinion on it.
And who likes watching people swimming?
It's impressive.
Is he?
It's very impressive watching people swim marginally quicker than each other.
He's boring, isn't he?
What I will say about the Olympics, right, is that I feel like it's kind of got to a place where it's just a little bit ridiculous. Like,
We were like men boxing women.
I'll
say it.
I'll say what everyone else is
Sky
thinking.
Sports is saying
I
it.
don't care.
Sky Sports News is saying it.
I know, because I watched it 4
Okay,
times
what's
this
your
morning.
opinion on that?
I'm going to move swiftly on.
No, you're not.
Because I want to make my point that I feel like the Olympics has got so far away from where it was or what it was supposed to be. Like, I was watching the javelin yesterday.
Right.
And I was just thinking, like, God, I wish that was a spear.
What
Do you know what I mean?
what the sport was like
Because it's what it came from. The Greeks.
during the Wild Boar.
No, just it was like a showcase of what people could do,
Right.
So, that javelin used to be a spear. Why is it not a spear now?
So
Bow and arrow, like archery.
do you want to...
Like, why are we using such kit?
Times evolved. Would you be able to use like wooden
That's
gear?
exactly what I want.
And you want it to be set in the Colosseum as well?
Exactly.
Okay.
Boxing. It's a fight to the death.
Well, yeah. It's a quick match if it's a genetic man. And
Oh, he's gone back there.
on edge. On his tennis.
That's my point. Yeah, I feel like it's just gone a bit,
It's gone a bit silly, hasn't it?
the entertainment's been taken away.
And that's- yeah.
It's too competitive.
I wish there was like really like interesting sports.
Like,
Okay, if you want to take it back, we replace the fencing with real sword fighting.
but mate, it's like you didn't listen to what I said. This is exactly what I mean. Where are the sabres?
Where are the sabers?
Like, what? Silly.
So
Tapping people with the end of a little needle.
I feel like animal rights would have things to say. Like if you want to like throwing spears at animals and stuff.
That's not what I said.
I think that's what he's getting at.
It's not. Just how far can you throw a spear?
Okay.
I'm not throw a spear at a boar.
Why don't make it interesting like that though?
That's hunting. Maybe that could be a sport.
That's what I mean.
Blood sport.
That's what I mean. Like a blood sport, like Olympics.
Got a gold medal in hunting a lion.
Archery, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Who are we firing at?
Well, what's a useless animal?
Human beings.
Yeah, politicians.
Politicians.
Line them up
Oh, here's Daisy.
on the pod.
Making her debut. Hello.
Alright, keep her in.
Well, I ain't gonna kick her off, am I? A piece of
Probably, she's probably saying, where are you going with this conversation? Like these animals and the
Because you're,
Olympics.
she's taking offence.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we're getting severely off topic with this.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
But I've
I
had
just
a
think,
sad week.
I think, yeah, I know. That's why I'm getting there, to be honest with you, mate.
If I want to talk about bullshit, I'm going to talk about bullshit. My therapy.
'Cause
My
you know
rehab.
what? This is our platform,
This is our platform. Sorry.
and
I'm
we can
hurting.
do whatever we want.
I'm hurting.
But yeah, I enjoy Sky Sports News. Leave me alone.
Oh, yeah, back to that.
Because you ganged up on me a little bit the other night.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you did.
Because it's boring. Put a film on. And you doom scroll with the telly as well.
Because I can never find anything that I want to put on.
But even when he gets suggestions, he shoots it down.
Well, maybe
No reason.
because it's a suggestion.
It's probably a film he hasn't seen.
I mean, there's loads of films I
I
haven't
think you're an
seen.
egomaniac. Unless you like it, we can't watch it.
Exactly.
This house is a prison. Nah, it's just a bit too much for Sky Sports all the time.
Well, maybe that's how I feel about you with wrestling. Every time, oh, can I put something on? Just say what you mean.
Wow.
Just say what you mean.
Oh, sorry.
Can I put some wrestling on?
Sorry, I have
Can I watch
wrestletism.
men wrestle in pants?
Sorry about the wrestletism.
Yeah, that's right.
It's horrible, that is. You take that back. Arsehole.
Okay, to balance it out, yeah, maybe
Yeah. No, it gets a bit good, though.
Hey, maybe we say one nice thing
Alright.
that we enjoy about living with each other again. You go first, though.
Right. You're a very good host. You're always making sure, like oh, you're a coffee. Yeah. Just for me, mate. You're very good at saying, like, just some food, stuff like that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's very hospital. Best thing you do.
Nope.
He gets his air conditioning unit, drags it in the room for me, cools the room down before I get to bed.
That's selfless.
That's
that
a
is.
friend.
That's selfless. We've
That's a
only got
friend.
one. It gets hot in their apartment, and we opt to give it to you instead of us.
Because I'm a fat boy, I need to keep cool.
I want you to think about that next time it's on,
What's that?
and you think, oh, it's hot out there, isn't it? But it's hot in that bedroom next to this one.
I know he's installed guilt on me. I don't the air conditioning unit. Go on then. I named 3 nice things there.
3. You get 1.
Oh, 1 then.
3.
Go on then.
There's always a banterous air
Mm.
in the place, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
Even Amelia gets in on it sometimes as well, which is nice. Yeah, there's just you bring a very nice atmosphere with you.
Thanks, mate. Good vibe.
Great vibe, and you always have. Whatever room you're in, there's always a good vibe, unless you've just been crying your eyeballs up,
Which has been happening a lot,
which has been happening.
to be honest.
But he quickly brings it round.
Yeah. 'Cause that's what I do. Humour. We humour our traumas.
We do. That's the point of the podcast,
It is, yeah. Yeah. And I'm sorry if this is talking bollocks again,
mate.
but
They've listened to 38 episodes. That's
Yeah.
all it is. Bollocks.
it is. And, like, hopefully I'll dive into more of my life and circumstances in the future. But at the minute, like, things are still very, very raw. and I'm not happy.
You weren't happy until he moved into rehab.
Hopefully rehab helps. Also, else I'm throwing myself off this terrace.
We are 2 floors up.
Oh, dead.
You would die. But until then,
We're
going to have good times.
yeah, great times.
I don't think I've ever played so much FIFA.
Oh my god. I'm glad that hyper focus came back to life.
Football. From the Euros, he wanted to get into football.
Yeah. But this time, I feel like I've lost a crock
That's
under
a
the
crock.
table there. I've got pins and needles really bad. What was I talking about?
FIFA?
FIFA, right. I was wanting to play FIFA from the Euros. And then I was like, I could murder FIFA. And yeah, we're turning to 12-year-old boys again, playing FIFA. We've started a league.
Started the league,
I think I might
manager
support
mode.
Arsenal.
Dream team. Grealish on the left.
I've got an attachment to Arsenal there.
Ollie Watkins up front. Saka on the right. Odegaard and Foden.
Foden cat. That doesn't mean anything to anyone, does it? I saw a meme of Foden, and he looks like an angry cat.
An angry cat. It's
Or
going to
get-
have to go up on the screen.
Yeah,
if
put
I'm
it up.
honest.
Really funny.
It might be an inside joke.
Just looks like Foden though. But when they see the picture, they can relate.
And then forever, Foden will be known as Foden Cat.
Foden cat.
Mm.
So when you see Foden, Philip Foden,
Philip. Full names.
by his mom, and you'll see a cat every single time. Because now, every time I see his face,
It's Foden Cat.
it's the Foden cat.
Every time we score with him.
Yeah.
Foden Cat.
Foden cat being an absolute cat.
Feline.
Tag him in this. The Foden cat.
The Foden Cat. Idiots.
We'll get him on. Phil Foden on the pod.
Phil Foden sat on the terrace.
Be our first guest.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Daisy and the Foden cat.
Daisy.
We'll do a sub-series.
Daisy and the Foden Cat.
Daisy and the Foden.
Phil Foden chatting to my dog.
Yeah. Why not? It's like our other sub-series, serial killers.
Stop giving our secrets away.
Would anyone else be interested in that, by the way?
No one's talking to you.
Leave a comment.
They never do.
No, I know. But we need to encourage
We
this.
just shout into the void every week.
Can you start leaving comments, please? Because the engagement's great, to be honest.
It'll make me feel like I'm, we're not doing this for no reason every week.
I don't feel heard. And sometimes you might not care about the bollocks things that we say, but, hopefully someone listens to these conversations and they think, I can relate to that.
Or,
'Cause if you don't-
or just leave abuse. Either way, the engagement's going to help.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, MCAT, you should give up.
Kill yourselves.
Kill yourselves
Already tried.
multiple times. Still here. That.
6 and stones.